Welcome everybody to Rider Real Time with Nick Barbatti. I, of course, am your host, Nick Barbatti, and it's the Mardi Gras edition. Well, not really, but we had this mask left over from the university ball, so I wanted to get my money's worth out of it. Today's guest is Brian Guzman, the SGA president. We'll see you when we come back. We are back with this year's SGA president, Brian Guzman. Welcome to Rider Real Time again, I should say.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
No problem. Now, you were a guest last year. What was your experience like with that?
It was great. I was on here actually performing music.
Yep.
A lot of people don't really know that I'm a musician.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I'm excited to be back here.
And you sang Maroon 5, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we've gone through many different stages of Rider Real Time this year, the past 2 years. We've gone from me, just kind of like stand-up comedy. That didn't work so well. We tried, as we often reference, the awful View panel feel. That didn't work so well either. So now we've actually gotten to the core of what we're doing now, which is kind of, talking about happenings at Rider and doing a little bit of interview style. So I'm very honored actually to have you here. I know I've been saying all year I wanted to have you on the show, but it's a good time looking back at the year. What was your experience like been so far as a SGA president?
It has been a roller coaster, and I mean that in the most positive way possible.
Yeah.
I've learned so much just about people, about the students here. I've learned so much about how the school functions, how it's run on a daily basis.
Yep.
And it makes me appreciate it a lot more, and it's made me really look back and say, wow, like everything was done so perfectly and with the thought of the students in every way possible.
Absolutely. Talk to me about if a incoming freshman, Brian Guzman, would you have anticipated this is where your Rider career would have taken you?
I maybe yes, maybe no. I did make this a goal for myself early on when I came to Rider, and so it's nice to finally be here and say I accomplished that goal. But if you asked me when I first was in orientation,
are you going to be the SGA president?
I would have never have guessed to have gone as far as I have, and it's a really good feeling.
Okay, take me back. I mean, you've been the president now for almost a year. The highs and lows, kind of just in brief about the presidency. What was kind of your favorite moment of the year?
My favorite moment of the year was probably I would say probably the freshman elections.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because I've enjoyed helping out the younger students more than anything. The freshman class is going to be in the school for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So to really help them and kind of give them a good place to start, that to me has been the most rewarding.
Sure.
And not to mention also that we had a really successful elections. I mean, we had a great turnout, a lot of students, a lot of very excited students. So that to me was probably my favorite memory so far. And
Lorelei, as the freshman class president, is doing exceptionally well.
She's great.
Yeah. So you've been involved in SGA. SGA elections are coming up now for the upcoming school year. Seems to be a lot of buzz on campus about the different people running for positions. When is this happening? How can students vote?
Right. Well, we've had info sessions for the last week or so, and today's actually the last one. But the way the elections are looking is going to be quite a race. It's gonna be I'm really excited just to be able to step back.
We have some races this year.
Oh, races.
Good.
We're looking at a huge ballot. I mean, full of students. I can't really even say who can possibly win. I can't even guess, but I'm excited. The elections are going to be on April 5th.
Cool.
And students will be able to vote in the SRC. And then they will be announcements in right next to Starbucks.
Sure.
Like usual, and I'm excited.
Well, actually, we've never talked about this in real time, but when I was a student here, I was an SGA. I was the SGA vice president, and I ran in the race. It would have been 2006 for the 2006-07 school year, and SGA has gotten so strong on this campus. Back then, literally, the race I ran for was the only contested race on the entire ballot, and that includes finance board, the SGA, class officers, everything. It was just, for whatever reason, there wasn't much action going on campus in terms of the actual races. But I still remember, as I'm sure you do, actually going in the booth and having that odd feeling of voting for your name, and then the exciting moment of hearing your name at night. Absolutely. So apart from SGA elections, the major event that is coming up, even before actual election day, is Relay for Life. And I keep tripping over this. I don't know why.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting. And Rider University for the past 2 years has had the largest college relay in New Jersey. An awesome honor to hold. And I know your team's been working very hard on that. What's the buzz right now? How are we looking for this year?
We're looking pretty good. We're looking to three-peat. That's our goal in mind. And
we're really excited. We're trying also this year to really focus on the meaning behind Relay for Life. We're working a lot with survivors. We're working a lot with trying to make the Illuminarius ceremony a lot more impactful, because we believe that as much as we want to win these awards for being the top fundraiser, we do also really want to get across the meaning for why we do this in the first place.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful event and brings the campus together. Very strong, meaningful program. And it's so odd actually to think about. A couple years ago, an event like this wasn't even on campus.
It's so great because you have all your peers, all your colleagues just gathered together for one great cause, and you get to spend all that time with your friends, and it's a great experience. It's so much fun.
Yep. So you're involved obviously very heavily, as we've been speaking about the Student Government Association. But I recall a young freshman, Brian Guzman, first making note to me in Rider Vibes, which was the organization I really most remember you from in your earliest year at Rider, before you entered the student government realm. What has that program been to you, and how impactful has that been on your development?
It was the place that I started as a leader, I would say. My freshman year, that was the first organization I really committed myself to.
Sure.
I learned a lot, had a lot of fun singing, and I had great mentors. One of my mentors that stood out to me was Maria Panvini.
I knew you were going to say her.
She was a great mentor. I learned a lot from her. And then when I entered my sophomore year, I was the president of the club.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
By your sophomore year?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I mean, it was an honor for me to do that at such a young age, and it was really exciting. And that's really where I got to learn the most about being a leader, and I'm excited. And I was just catching up. I don't do it anymore because I don't have enough time on my schedule.
Sure.
But I went to go visit one of the rehearsals, and I'm so proud of the way it's come along. Because when I joined, it was a very small group. I would say maybe about 8, 9 people.
Yep.
Now it's almost 20 students.
Now I could be wrong, but I want to say the song I remember you guys singing heavily back in the day was "Crazy" by Gnarls Barkley.
Right.
Is that true?
We did do that. Yes.
Yeah. Any favorite performance of you guys?
Yeah, we actually did one of my favorite songs, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed it too, was we did a mash between Beautiful Girls by Sean Kingston.
That's great. I know, I remember this.
And that was, everyone loved it, and it was probably the most fun just because it was a lot of energy, and people got really, it was a big song at the time, so it was, people were really enjoying it.
Very cool. And then Sean Kingston eventually came here.
And then
if only he knew we had a glee club to back him up. So last year we had Scott Phillips, who was the then SGA Vice President, on the show to discuss Senate, and he's still the SGA Vice President into this school year. How has the Senate been going this year? Were there any big initiatives that the students had been working on?
It's been really interesting, and it's kind of hard for me to really explain. But the big difference from last year and this year is that last year I felt like there was more problems to deal with. I feel like everyone across the board, whether it's RHA, SEC, SGA, Greek Life, I feel like everyone's been doing such a great job this year that we haven't really had many problems come up. No one's really complaining. No one's really, saying that things should be different. I mean, I feel like everyone's had such a great, head on their shoulders that we haven't really run into the problems. I mean, granted, we've had, the 1 or 2 sessions where people were concerned about the snow, for example. But I mean, when are we ever going to escape that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So as we're kind of looking towards commencement for you this upcoming May, we have a legacy, obviously, that we all leave behind, and each leave a little piece of Rider. At least we're charged to when we first get here at orientation. What is the legacy of Brian Guzman here on campus?
What I would hope for it to be would be for any kind of leader to just kind of interpret things for themselves.
Okay.
I feel like one of the things I tried really hard to do this year was to do things differently. I think that if it's always great to try new things. It's always great to say, what if? Why don't we try this instead? And I feel like throughout this entire year, myself and my executive board have been doing that.
Sure.
So I hope that, when future leaders look back on, my administration, they'll say, why don't we just try things differently? Why do we have to stay put on this, tradition that, could be better, could be different?
Yeah. And it's one of those things where there's no real opportunity for you as the SGA president to give a final lasting message to your students. But if you want to take the opportunity now, is there anything that you would, as the outgoing SGA president, like to leave your student body, your constituents with?
Yeah. I would tell the students that this experience over the 4 years that you're here at Rider is yours completely. And it's really what you make it. And as long as you're happy and as long as you're confident with yourself,
you can do anything that you want. I think what I learned easily is that if you believe in yourself, you can literally do whatever you want.
That's true.
And I feel like I'm kind of like walking proof of that. You know, I told myself I was going to accomplish one thing, and I accomplished it.
You certainly did.
And you know, for people to just make their names for themselves, like take chances, take risks.
Yep.
Just be happy.
Well, if you don't mind me sharing the story, I remember us at the SGA retreat, which usually takes place in June, and just a very different Brian right back then.
I was nervous.
Very nervous.
I was very nervous.
And you've certainly come a long way with your confidence and your excitement. So it's been wonderful to watch your evolution. So to wrap up this real time, we have some rapid fire questions for you. Okay, feel free to answer them as quickly as you'd like, or with as much explanation as you like. What is your favorite song?
My favorite song would probably have to be any song from The Lion King, just because it's a cool movie.
Okay, all right. Your favorite Rihanna song?
My favorite Rihanna song, oh man, probably Rude Boy.
Oh,
You like that song, though?
I do like that song. Your favorite restaurant or food?
My favorite food is any kind of Mexican food. And,
Okay.
And around the area, I'd probably have to say Chevy's.
Okay. You're leaning over a cliff. Okay.
Okay.
You're dangling. You got Lady Gaga in one hand, or Madonna in the other one. Who do you say?
Lady Gaga.
Who? What?
Lady Gaga.
Why would you do that?
I would do that because I think Madonna's...
Because she's a trailblazer, as you know, a premier female in American history, the most successful female singer of all time.
Madonna was the trendsetter. She started this revolution.
Yes.
Lady Gaga perfected it.
Well, I don't think her number of number ones compared to Madonna's set.
Oh, well, I mean, how long has Madonna been around compared to Lady Gaga?
Oh, this is true. This is true. Okay. Your favorite website to go to?
Facebook.
Okay. The student leader position you most wish you'd had?
Student leader position that I wish I had?
Yeah, like that you would have liked to have tried out.
Oh, probably say Greek council president.
Okay. Your favorite ride or tradition?
Midnight Madness, absolutely.
Okay.
So much fun.
No problem. What was your favorite Madness?
Which one?
Yeah.
I would probably have to say my freshman year because it was new to me.
Which was there was a Bronx Zoo?
Yes. Yeah. It was my first year. It was so I've never seen anything like that.
That was my first year working on it too.
It's pretty
So
cool.
that's very cool. Now, as always, I give you as the guest a question for me. Try not to make it too brutal or aggressive. What do you have for the host?
Where do you see yourself, Nick Barbati, in 10 years?
In 10 years.
10 years.
So I'll be 30 by that point. So. Yeah, more like 35. So 36, actually. I just recently turned 26. Gosh, I'm getting closer to 40 in this game. A 36-year-old Nick Barbati will definitely, by then, have my master's degree. Hopefully, still be working in student affairs at a college or institution. I would like to be a dad, and I just really want to be what I would hope for every student. A couple things. I want to be happy, I want to be healthy, and I want to have a job I go to every day like I have right now, which is where I'm very happy to go. And I know that the output that the group as a collective is working on is very positive and is for the betterment of a collective group of people. And as a whole, I just want to feel as though I'm contributing meaningfully and that my time here on Earth was for a really impactful reason. So
couldn't agree with you more.
There you go. Well, Brian, it was wonderful to have you as always.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on Real Time. It's been a pleasure working with you this year. And thank you to everybody for watching this episode 2 of season 4. The upcoming weeks, we've got a lot going on. We're going to try to join you from Relay or around the Relay for Life event, as well as SGA elections, University Day, the Senior Ball, a lot of big events coming up. So we're going to bring you the very best contributors from the campus to talk about these very special programs. By the way, anybody who picks Gaga over Rihanna is not a friend of mine. Thanks so much, everybody.